Welcome to Vedic Mathematics Base Values classes. Today we are entering phase 8 of this chase. Focus during this chase is going to be upon 4-space VMSNT format. The format of 4-space VMST is going to remain under focus. This format of 4-space VMSNT is going to be initiated. Exposure to this format is going to be in terms of hypercube 4, the representative regular body of 4-space. This format of hypercube 4 as fourfold manifestation layer 2, 3, 4, 5 of summation value 14 as such is the initiation point. Let us open a new notebook. Let us title it 4-space VMST notebook. In this notebook we shall at first page mention that we are being initiated with respect to the features and values of the format of 4-space VMSNT. 4-space VMSNT is a distinct discipline. Previously, we were initiating ourselves, exposing ourselves with respect to the features and values of format of 3-space VMST. For today, from this lesson number 43, we are exposing ourselves to the format of 4-space VMST. 4-space VMST permits initiation in terms of hypercube 4, the representative regular body of a 4-space. As such, hypercube 4 becomes the first basic entity in terms of whose values and features we shall be exposing ourselves, we shall be initiating ourselves to the format of 4-space VMST. 4-space VMST is a complete discipline in itself. This discipline is providing us a format along with which we shall be carrying forward, we shall be working the applied values of the pure values of 4-space mathematics. 4-space mathematics with its pure values supplies us a format of 4-space VMST, a format of hypercube 4 along which we work out the applied values parallel to the pure values of 4-space. Let us, as is the proper way, as is the actual way to approach Vedic mathematics systems. The Vedic mathematics and Vedic mathematics science and technology systems are to be approached the Vedic way. The Vedic way to approach 4-space VMST as applied values format parallel to pure values of 4-space along a format of hypercube 4. This format of hypercube 4 is the creator's space. A creator's space body means 4-space is designated as a creator's space. Lord Brahma, four-head Lord, is the overlord of 4-space. Lord Brahma, being the overlord of 4-space, is creator, the supreme. Lord Brahma is a four-head Lord and Lord Brahma is creator, the supreme. Scriptures preserve that Lord Brahma meditates within the cavity of his own heart upon the transcendental seat of Lord Shiva and multiplies as 10 Brahmas. Therefore, we as students of Vedic mathematics, science and technology, we as sadhakas, anxious and desirous, having an urge and intensity to be parallel to the Vedic systems, Vedic processing systems, we are anxious to absorb the values of Vedic mathematics. We want to absorb the working rules parallel to the rules of Vedic mathematics. As such, we have to approach Vedic mathematics the Vedic way, and the Vedic way of approaching Vedic mathematics, Vedic mathematics, science and technology is the way scriptures preserve Lord Brahma, Creator the Supreme, approaches the transcendental world. Lord Brahma, four-head Lord, Creator the Supreme, meditates within the cavity of his own heart and multiplies as 10 Brahmas. We shall sit comfortably and we shall pray and meditate the Brahma way. The way Lord Brahma, overlord of real force space, meditates and multiplies as 10 Brahmas. Therefore, it is this basic feature, it is this basic value, it is this basic value in terms of which we can also glimpse and imbibe the processing steps of the Vedic systems. Therefore, let us make the first entry in our notebook of force space VMST that we sadhakas, students of Vedic mathematics, science and technology, shall approach Vedic knowledge the Vedic way. The Vedic way is as is preserved in the scriptures, and it is the way Lord Brahma, Creator the Supreme, himself meditates and multiplies as 10 Brahmas in a transcendental domain. Lord Brahma, four-head Lord, multiplies 10 Brahmas by meditating within the cavities of his own heart, which is a seat of a transcendental Lord Shiv. So it is with the grace of transcendental Lord Shiv that Lord Brahma multiplies as 10 Brahmas. Let us recapitulate as we have been exposed at the stage of the initial lessons that Lord Brahma is a four-head Lord and hypercube 4 is a four-space body. There are 4 dimensions, here there are 4 heads. Each head of Lord Brahma is equipped with a pair of eyes. The dimensional frame of force hypercube 4 is a setup of quadruple spatial dimensions. 4 heads, quadruple heads are equipped with each of the quadruple heads is equipped with a pair of eyes. Therefore, the dimensional frame of hypercube 4 of force space and 4 heads of Lord Brahma, each head equipped with a pair of eyes, are the parallel format features. The lotus seat of Lord Brahma is of 8 petals. Lord Brahma sits gracefully upon the lotus seat of 8 petals. The boundary fold of hypercube 4 is a solid boundary but of 8 components. 8 components solid boundary of hypercube 4 and lotus seat of 8 petals of Lord Brahma are of parallel format and features. Within the cavity of heart of Lord Brahma is the seat of transcendental Lord Shiv. 5 space plays the role of origin of force space. Transcendental Lord Shiv is a 5-head Lord. Lord Shiv is the presiding deity of 5 space. 5 space plays the role of the origin. The seat of transcendental Lord is within the cavity of heart of Lord Brahma. Therefore, these 5 space playing the role of origin of hypercube 4 and 5 space being presided by the transcendental Lord having a seat within the cavity of heart of Lord Brahma are of parallel format and features. Therefore, we sadhakas, anxious and desirous, willing and feeling like to be parallel to the processing steps of Vedic systems. So our urge, our intensified urge to be equipped with, to imbibe, to acquire proper insight and to have an enlightenment of the order of the Vedic systems, then we shall put ourselves in a position as if the proper way, the actual way, the accepted way, the admitted way to approach the Vedic systems. Vedic, to be parallel to the processing steps of the Vedic systems, is going to be the way Lord Brahma, Creator the Supreme himself, is following. Lord Brahma, Creator the Supreme, four-head Lord, is multiplying himself by meditating within cavity of one's own heart. As such, we shall sit comfortably, permit the transcending mind to dive within one's own heart, and within the cavity of heart is a seat of the transcendental Lord. Sadhakas shall sit comfortably, permit the transcending mind to dive within the cavity of one's own heart, and to be fortunate, to be graceful, to acquire the grace of the transcendental domain. It is this acquisition of the grace of the transcendental domain which is in fact the essential step of progressing for acquiring proper insight and appropriate enlightenment of the Vedic systems. One shall sit comfortably, permit the transcending mind to dive within one's own cavity of heart, and to avail the grace of the transcendental domain. For acquiring proper way, for acquiring proper state, so prior to this meditation, one shall have a Vedic prayer. Vedic prayer of the students of Vedic Mathematics, Science and Technology is of the text of Ganita Sutras. Therefore, let us sit comfortably and let us pray. Our prayer is going to be Ekadhikena Purven Nikhlim Navasta Charmamadashata Udharvatiryadbhyam Pravartya Yojet Shunyam Samya Samuche Anurupe Shunyamanyat Sankalan Vyakalnabhyam Purna Purnabhyam Chalna Kalnabhyam Yavdunam Vyasthi Samesthi Sheshankain Charmain Sopanamtyam Dvayamatyamtyam Eka Nyunena Purven Gunit Samuchya Gunak Samuchya Anurupen Shishyate Shesha Sangya Adi Adhen Antyam Anten Kevale Satkam Gunyat Vestanam Yavdunam Tavdunam Yavdunam Tavdunya Kritye Vargam Chayojet Antyor Daske Api Antyorev Samuchya Gunita Lopna Sthapna Bhyam Vilokanam Gunita Samuchya Samuchya Gunita. With this prayer, we are providing proper mental state for ourselves, and then we shall meditate, we shall permit our transcending mind to dive within the cavity of our own heart, and by diving within the cavity of our own heart, we will be graceful to acquire the transcendental features, transcendental values, and these transcendental values and features are with which our mind, our mathematical mind of a unity state will be going parallel to the way intelligence field is to evolve itself along the consciousness base, and the rest a reach from linear order 3 space mental state to creator's space, spatial order space would be the initiation step. It is this initiation step for which in this phase 8 we are exposing ourselves. We are initiating ourselves for the spatial order 4 space setup. Spatial order 4 space setup is a creator's space. It is a space presided by Lord Brahma. The idol of Lord Brahma is a format features parallel to hypercube4, the representative regular body of 4 space. Therefore, from today, from this lesson, we are exposing ourselves, we are initiating ourselves for the 4 space VMST format. This 4 space VMST format is going to be the format of hypercube 4. So it is going to be the format of the idol of Lord Brahma. The idol of Lord Brahma is a 4-head Lord with each head equipped with a pair of eyes, and within cavity of heart of Lord Brahma is the seat of transcendental Lord Shiv. Lord Brahma sits gracefully upon a lotus seat, and with the grace of transcendental Lord, Lord Brahma multiplies as 10 Brahmas. Therefore, the process for which we are initiating ourselves, the format features to which we are exposing ourselves, the format features in terms of whose exposure, in terms of whose initiation, in terms of whose imbibing we are aspiring for, we are urging for the values and features of 4 space mathematics is in fact the way, a Vedic way, a way of the Ganita Sutras, a mathematics of Ganita Sutras, a mathematics, science and technology format of the Ganita Sutras, and it is this format for which we are initiating ourselves. With it, we should write that we shall, before coming to a class, rather at the opening stage of a class, we will be having a Vedic mathematics prayer. The text of Vedic mathematics prayer is the text of Ganita Sutras and Upsutras. This text is of 16 sutras and 13 Upsutras. After we will be reciting this particular text, after we will be having our prayer, after we are having Vedic mathematics prayer, a prayer of the text of Ganita Sutras and Upsutras, we shall be creating a state for our mind for the transcendental meditation. The stage of meditation is of the format and features of the way Lord Brahma, overlord of real 4 space, the creator the supreme, meditates. Creator the supreme, Lord Brahma, sits gracefully on a lotus seat of 8 petals with eyes closed and meditating within cavity of his own heart, where is the seat of a transcendental Lord. With the grace of the transcendental Lord, Lord Brahma multiplies as 10 Brahmas. These 10 Brahmas equal to, we are having 10 hypercube 4s. It is the phase and stage when we are reaching from the role of 4 space in the role of a creative boundary of the transcendental domain. Therefore, with this meditation, we shall be providing a mental state for a unified state. Our mathematical mind, we will be providing a creative boundary. Therefore, there would be a creative boundary for our mathematical mind. So our mind will be having a privilege of being enveloped by a creative boundary. So 4 space as a boundary will be attained by being through this prayer and this meditation. During meditation, one thing which will follow is that we will be exposing ourselves to the mathematical domains of these Ganita Sutras. We can recapitulate that the mathematical domain of these sutras are parallel to the transcendental code values of the first letters of these sutras. We can make a note that our prayer is the prayer of the text of Ganita Sutras and Upsutras. After the prayer, rather during the prayer, what we will be acquiring, that we will be exposing ourselves to the mathematical domains of the Ganita Sutras. The mathematical domains of Ganita Sutras are parallel to the transcendental code values of the first letters of these sutras. The first letter of Ganita Sutra 1 is A with value 6. Therefore, 6 space is going to be the initial mathematical domain exposure for the mind during this prayer. So with this prayer, we are exposing ourselves, we are initiating ourselves to the mathematical domains of these Ganita Sutras, and these are parallel to the transcendental code values, formats parallel to the transcendental code values of the first letters of these sutras. During prayer, with this exposure, when we will be sitting for meditation, a transcendental meditation, meditation of the order of the meditation of Lord Brahma, idol of Lord Brahma with format features of hypercube 4. Therefore, with this exposure taking us to hypercube 4, and the meditation will take us to the further role of a 4 space as a creative boundary of 10 components. Therefore, the transcendental domain, the origin of 4 space, will be enveloped by a creative boundary of 10 components. With it, our mental state, which initially is of a unified state, with the same will transit and transform and will acquire a creative boundary. A creative boundary will be created for our mind. Therefore, our thinking process, our processing steps are going to be of the format, features and values, which will take us to a domain, a transcendental domain, which is enveloped within a creative boundary of 10 components. Therefore, it is this attainment, it is this availability, it is this exposure of the mathematical mind, a transiting mind, a transforming mind, an evolving mind, mind initially of a unified state, which is progressing further, transiting and transforming ahead to a state in which there happens to be a creative boundary around. So our thinking process, our mind, our intelligence field, everything gets a cover, a creative cover. There would be a creative cover all around. It would be a creative universe. It would be a universe, a solar universe in which the 4 space is playing the role of a Maya. The miring rod presided by Lord Vishnu and the Maya presided by Creator the Supreme will come into play. Therefore, our mental state, our mind, our mathematical mind will be of format, features and values for which the chase is going to be as is permissible in terms of a sthapatya miring rod. With the availability of this sthapatya miring rod to work itself, to unfold itself, to process itself, to format everything along with it, we would be going parallel to the mathematical domains of the Ganita Sutras themselves, as we know that Ganita Sutra 1, which is a text of 16 letters, and each letter preserves the structural key of the mathematical domains of these 16 sutras. So the structural keys of all 16 mathematical domains will come into play. It is with this playing that we will be permitting our mind to go parallel to the processing steps of the Vedic systems. It is this way, it is with this initiation, it is with this exposure, we will be taking up the subject further. I congratulate you all that you have been approaching Vedic mathematics, the Vedic mathematics way, and with it the success is natural. As concluding remarks, let me add that the prayer at the beginning of the lesson amounts to creating a mental state. When it is followed by a meditation, it amounts to an exposure of the mathematical mind to the mathematical domains and the structural keys of the mathematical domains. And when at the end of the lesson, end of the class, we again go for the prayer, then we are in fact making a mental state to reach at the end reach values of these mathematical domains. We can recapitulate that these end reach values of the mathematical domains of Ganita Sutras are parallel to the geometric formats of the last letters of these sutras. Therefore, when we will, after this class, we will be going for a prayer followed by a meditation, then in fact we are exposing our mind to the end reach values of the mathematical domains of the Ganita Sutras. And with it, when we will be going in a meditation state, then we will be in fact melting our mental state because of a linear order. When we are, as if we are within a room which is having 4 walls, roof and this. Now this linear order, when we'll go in meditation in the light of the end reach values of these mathematical domains, then we are initiating a process for melting the linear order mental state, which will take us out of this 3-space setup, and we will be glimpsing and visualizing that outside space is a 4th space, and our continued meditation will further melt the spatial, even the spatial order state of the 4th space, creator space. We will be coming out of the boundaries of 4th space, and we will be exposed directly to the transcendental domain. So therefore, after this class, like regularly we are doing, after this class, when we will be having a prayer in terms of the text of Ganita Sutras, this in fact shall be taking us to the end reach values of the mathematical domains, and this end reach will sequentially will take us during meditation of melting of our linear order setup and even spatial order setup, and we will be directly exposed to the transcendental domain. It is this transcendental domain expire, it is this transcendental domain format, achievement of the mathematical mind, which makes it a Vedic mathematical mind. It is with this Vedic mathematical mind that we have to attain everything. Thank you very much.